Bonjour! ¿Cómo está? Ça va? Hi guys, welcome to another episode with the FlopSquad.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First of all, if you're gonna out here do bonjour out here like we care about the French. Anyways, hi guys and welcome back to another episode.
That was a little bit rude.
Welcome back to another episode of the
FlopSquad.
Hopefully one of these days one of you will actually make a track for us, because
Oh my god, that would be so romantic.
I can't be singing it.
That actually would be like totes romantic.
Exactly. So
I feel like I would love you forever if you did.
oh, would you actually like somebody to like serenade you, like sing
Oh
to you?
hell no!
Oh yikes! Okay,
You said make a song.
for a second there, like I was like, do I
That
know
would be
my friend?
so cringe.
Right? I would die.
Especially if it was like in France. That would be like the worst cringe ever. Imagine. Next to the Eiffel Tower.
Okay, stop. Stop.
I'm giving you guys ideas. I don't think so. It's wrong.
I'm just gonna say to you, don't be out here singing.
Don't be out here acting like Romeo and Juliet.
No, what do you
Is
think
Romeo,
this is? Out
Did Romeo
here.
sing? I don't think he sing. Right? It was just deaf, right? Okay. Anyways.
Romeo. Anyways, we've gone on a tangent. As we do on these podcasts. I mean, literally, what is this like? I don't know what number podcast this is, but we do this on a regular.
It's just the next podcast,
It's just
basically.
what we do. Like we just talk a lot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So we thought
but we
just...
do have something useful to talk about today.
Yeah. We're going to be
So,
talking
The
about...
episode's about beauty standards.
Beauty standards, yeah.
Yeah.
It's about beauty standards, really. It's not really that big deal.
It's about beauty ideals.
Yeah, it's really about how beautiful you are, really.
What is beauty?
Inside and out, really.
Are you beautiful?
Are you beautiful?
Am I beautiful?
Am I beautiful?
Are you beautiful?
Are you beautiful?
Who is beautiful?
Are we beautiful?
Right. That's
Who?
the question.
Who? Who's going to answer that?
You're gonna answer.
Are we going to answer that?
Yeah, we're gonna answer that question. We're gonna answer that question for you. We're gonna give you guys our take and viewpoints on beauty standards
That sounds great to me.
through different perspectives.
For experiences.
Family.
Oh yeah, family is
Culture.
definitely a big one. That one, isn't it?
Our culture,
Yeah, 100%.
society.
And 100%.
So
And relationships.
but actually, like, I think how do you define as beauty standards? Let's start there. Where do you define your beauty standards?
How ugly or not?
Please tell me what is ugly.
Yo!
Scary.
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 I swear to God.
When you're like, oh, scary.
Yeah. When like your heart beats, you know it's ugly.
You know what? To me, like, somebody can become ugly when they're like, when they just have like when they're a horrible person.
Oh yeah.
You're like-
Oh my God. Do you know like when you meet someone like horrible, they're really pretty, but you meet someone horrible, they're really horrible,
Yeah.
and then suddenly like they start changing. They
completely
don't
change
look.
my eyes.
Or you mean a really like ugly guy, but Lord have mercy. The way he dresses, the way he talks, the way he smells,
Carries himself.
it just kind of like
Yeah,
it just
100%.
changes the whole person.
Yeah, exactly. That
You know.
it's like, oh,
Yeah.
Gotta go
So
now.
honestly, like for me, beauty, it's like it's
Very
the
subjective.
eye of the beholder. Honestly.
ooh, okay.
I know, yeah, big popping out big tomatoes.
Eye of the beholder.
Popping out
Who
big
is thy
tomatoes.
beholder?
And then the eyeballs of the beholders.
It's true.
Because it is.
Yeah, because
what's
it's
pretty
true.
for you won't be pretty for
Beauty
me.
is subjective.
Yeah.
But I think so. Like, I'm asking you, how do you define your beauty standards? Like, what is beautiful to you? How can you look at something and say this is beautiful?
Honestly, I don't really have like, I'm not out there measuring, like it could be anything. Like
You
I don't
look
think
at
I have
somebody
like
and be
a measure.
like, that person is beautiful.
Yeah, but like
We've done that before. We've seen people that are like, oh yeah, you know what, you're really pretty.
yeah. But but it's not like specific. The same way I could look at someone that I think in my head like it's really pretty,
Yeah.
but you might be looking at them and thinking like, nah, are you crazy? How many guys have we
Multiple times.
do you know what I mean?
Multiple times.
And I'm like,
Multiple
my
times.
goodness.
Multiple times.
And you're like the ghetto, and I feel like it has to do like with like you said, like society and
the
like
way we view people,
yeah, like it's just there was this song that I listened to, this Brazilian song, and he says on the song, he's like, I'm not pretty, society has just changed. Or no, society has changed the beauty standards. He said something like that.
Yeah.
Meaning like he wasn't
I
pretty
wasn't pretty
before,
yesterday, but I'm pretty today.
only because
And I probably won't be
society.
pretty tomorrow because society will change of its
Do you
beauty
know-
ideals.
Exactly.
I absolutely agree.
Because
I absolutely agree.
what's beautiful today won't be beautiful tomorrow.
You know what? I think this because this conversation like was triggered by actually by social media and how kids view themselves. Remember, like this, and that's why when I was like, actually, you know what? We should talk about beauty standards.
Yeah.
But thinking
It
about
starts a lot
like
early now.
the way I like beauty ideals and beauty standards, like for me, it's so true that things have shifted because I remember growing up, right, in like the early 2000s and like and to be beautiful you had to be like stick thin. Like remember the look, the 2000s, like the
Slim.
Paris Hiltons of like just being like
Slim.
and that was
Everyone,
like
not
that
just
was like
Paris,
the cover
all of
models,
them.
the beautiful.
Yeah.
And then you have like this era
That it's just
where
like,
it's like the thicker and like the bigger,
the better.
like, exactly. And it's like it's crazy how things have massively changed,
Yeah.
right?
And I feel like they're
and now
carry
we're
on
watching
changing.
it like the pendulum like swing back to like slimmer, skinnier.
Yeah.
But it's crazy like how like in the early 2000s, like even though I was skinny, I was always too fat.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Right?
You always felt.
Exactly. And then like and then like things changed to the point where like the body that like I was naturally given and it didn't like growing up,
Yeah.
right? Is like then the beauty standard,
now.
the beauty ideal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But even though you're not comfortable with it,
Yeah.
still.
And it's like actually like it's society's like version of what's beautiful is always gonna change.
Yeah.
It's always gonna shift, right? And like the scary thing is trying to fit into what those current beauty standards
Yeah.
are, like trying to be that.
Yeah.
Like that's terrifying.
That's the worst.
And I think I like thankfully I never like felt to the point where like I was bulimic or anorexic or anything like, but like I was always insecure on my body growing up.
Yeah.
Always, right? And like, and you remember me at high school, I was skinny, right?
Yeah.
But like, I hated my body.
Yeah.
Absolutely despised it. And there was never a time I can remember in like high school or primary school
Where you were
that I was
comfortable.
ever like, oh yeah, I liked my body.
Yeah.
Right? And it was just because everything around me, like everything that was beautiful around me wasn't me.
Yeah.
Right? And I think another thing is like my color of my skin. Like I think this is another thing that like I see a lot of people talk about like dark skin.
Yeah.
And like growing up dark skin. And it's crazy how like dark skin is now like fetishized.
Yeah.
Right?
Which
Like
is
growing up
freaking gross.
like I was consistently like told I was like I wasn't pretty enough because I wasn't light skinned.
Uh,
right?
Not even that. It was for a dark skin girl.
For a dark skinned girl,
You're actually very
you're pretty. Yeah. You're beautiful for a dark skinned
Yeah.
girl. And it was like, but that's the thing, it was consistently hearing that.
Yeah.
And I admittedly like was massively insecure about being
And it
dark
wasn't
skinned.
even from outside, was it?
No, it was like it was everywhere. It was like inside, like family members would be like, "Oh yeah." I still vividly remember this. Right, I was I think I was like 12 or something, right? And God rest her soul now, she's passed away, but she is like my dad's auntie, so she's like a grandma to me, right? And we went to visit her in Sweden, and she hadn't seen me since I was like a baby, I guess. And like I would come back to Sweden to visit like family and whatnot, and I was with my mom and my siblings, and she like grabbed my face like this, right? And she's like, "Wow, mashallah, isn't she beautiful?" And then she goes to my mom, "She's only dark skinned." This woman is more dark skinned than me, by the way, but that side of the family are actually quite dark skinned, right? Like, but it was like the thing of like, she's tall, she's slim, she's beautiful, but she's dark skinned.
Yeah.
And I remember like looking at my mum, being like,
What on
huh?
earth?
And then my mum like literally just holding me, because my mum has always been very conscious, right, of the fact that like I'm dark skinned and like people are always gonna say something, right?
Yeah.
And she's always been like,
Especially
"You're
when all your
beautiful."
brothers are different.
when family would say that, when she witnessed family say that, she'd come to me and she'd be like, "You're beautiful."
Yeah.
Right? Like beauty isn't in your skin tone.
Yeah.
She'd always be like, people fight for your skin tones.
Yeah.
People color their skin for your skin, right?
Yeah.
Don't ever think that your skin isn't beautiful.
Yeah.
And like at the same time, it's like my mum, and it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
It's like you could be ugly, you won't be telling you you're beautiful. It's
100%.
like, I'm not gonna
and that's
believe
why it doesn't count.
it doesn't count. Like mum's
just
love
doesn't.
does not count like
It
that.
just doesn't.
So I would just be like, okay, so to be beautiful, to be loved, to be accepted, I need to be light skinned, right?
Yeah.
And like the one thing that I was like, I always battled with is like not doing something extreme because I wanted to achieve that. Get it? Because it's like the society that I lived in wants me to be like this.
Yeah.
And I remember, oh my God, Nadia, I remember going to like my cousins, right? All the cousins, and they'd be using like Diana, like, do you know, like anyone knows it's like a lightening cream.
Oh, really?
Right? Yeah. And I'll be so tempted to use it. But like, thankfully, there was a voice inside me that was always like,
nah,
don't touch it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, don't do that. Don't touch it. Like, and I always fought to like love myself.
Yeah, 100%.
Like when it came to like my body, when it came to like, honestly, I remember at one point I had to accept that like my body's never gonna change.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much weight I lose. I won't lose weight in the place that I want to lose weight in, because that's just the way my body works, right?
Yeah.
No matter how much like I do, like this will always be my skin tone. I'll always come back to this. That's like
Because that's what it comes down to, isn't it?
So you need to learn to love and accept you for who you are
100%.
and fall in love with yourself, right? And that's a really tough thing for a kid to do. That's growing up in a society
They don't have the tools to do that yet.
Yeah, what I'm saying. Everyone's set.
We're looking outside. We're looking at all the opinions people are throwing your way. You're looking at all the ways people are. And the worst part, we're looking and we're comparing ourselves to all those people that we apparently want to be. And I feel like for me, that was the worst.
Tell me about you. What were your...
Do you know the very thing like that I don't, when I was younger, for me, it wasn't the body. It was the hair. But it wasn't even like bad. It was because my hair was so big and it was so full. Hence the reason I used to put like wet it all the time, because it was too much. And I see a lot of girls in school doing that now, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, honey, please, I beg, don't just honestly just keep strong, keep going. You get there and you will love your hair. But when you're younger, you see all these girls with straight hair, and in my head I was just like, oh, it looks so easy for them.
Yeah.
Do you know, like I just want to be able to like have like a straight hair, and the worst part is when I used to straighten my hair, it used to be so like, because like when your hair back, like when you're younger, your hair is different. Your hair changes throughout as you grow. And when you're younger, like your hair, even when you straighten it, it doesn't stay straight, especially when your hair is curly. It doesn't stay straight. The moment like, you know, it's hot or it's a bit moist, like it just goes literally. So like it was like a constant battle of like you trying to straighten your hair every single day, and you lose a lot of hair because of that. You know,
the hair goes really frizzy. Yeah, you're right.
And it's annoying because like you're trying to like build this image of like straight hair, and you just can't, because your hair just won't cooperate. And I love that about my hair. Well, I didn't love then, but I love that
like now
about my hair, because it was like communicating with me. It was like, honey, no, we're not doing this. And I was like, but no. I remember because I used to go back to Angola a lot on holidays, and I straighten my hair. So literally I'm like living the plane, like you literally just coming up. It was so hot. My hair just went bring.
I don't know why you would think to straighten your hair on your way to Angola.
Sam, hair was the least of my problems. You know what I did when I went to Angola? I took boots. I was like, my Jesus, have mercy.
Oh yeah,
on me.
Because you want to take things that they don't have over there, innit? You want to be like
it's that beauty standards. You know what I'm saying?
You want to be fashionable.
You're trying to just.
We're like, you want to be like,
Sam,
that girl is from Europe.
Do you know what
she came
like,
from Europe.
What on earth was I speaking? I took boots to Angola. It's a hot country. A boiling country, and I'm there walking around with boots. Does that even make sense to you?
Yeah, it could be.
Just put me in the bin.
You gotta be committed to the cause.
Just put me in the bin, like.
You gotta commit to the cause.
It's crazy, but the reality is,
in the name of fashion, we do questionable things.
We do
questionable things in the name of fashion.
Especially like we're blind, like, you know, we're blinded by it. Like we're just like, you're doing it because we want to be like somebody else, or we just want to be different, or we want to show off. I think that show off is the worst. I think people like are going to extremes now to show off. Like especially, I mean, there was a whole meat dress, like.
Oh, that meat dress, Lady Gaga.
I don't know what on earth. I don't know, but like who, like what?
Lady Gaga's meat dress is insane. I saw she's vegan. I'm joking. Honestly, that was hilarious.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, people are going to extremes
In the name of fashion.
Yeah, just not even the name of fashion, just to be different.
It's
just to
couture,
be,
darling.
you know,
it's couture.
Nah, like, it's a hit or miss as well. That's the problem with this things. Like, it's a hit or miss. Like, some people, yeah, that looks good on you, but it might not look good on someone else. But on you, yeah, it looks banging. But it's also just like, why would you even?
Yeah, what
Like,
possessed you?
Yeah, it's
possessed
like
you?
a meat. Like, people are out there dying, and you're out there putting meat.
No, I think the fashion industry in itself
It's toxic.
it's a whole toxic situation. I don't even want to go into that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no.
Because I feel like that's what happens. Like, when you're trying to be different, it's like, fair enough, like, be different, but be different. And I'm not saying with limits. I'm saying with clarity. Because, bruv, like, are you for real?
Okay, but like, I think we're, as humans, are like consumers, innit? And like, we're kind of like, we feed into this like consumption culture of like wanting what we see all the time, and like that's why people run through their clothes way faster than they did years ago, right? So like, I remember like growing up, I got like one pair of like Nikes that I kept for the year. Do you know what I mean? But now I will buy like 4 or 5. Right, and it's because that kind of culture has like been normalized. Like, there's consistently like new releases, new this, new that, da, da, da. Do you know what I mean? Like, just consistently like different, and we become like these people that like consistently crave what is new. Like, this is old now, I don't want it
I feel like
anymore.
you're missing out
Do
if
you
you
know what
don't have it.
It's like the whole thing of like a new phone. Right, my phone works perfectly fine, and it does everything I need it to do.
But why
But
on
I want the
earth
new one.
are you getting the new one?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. I want the latest one.
Do you
And then
think that's to do with the beauty
latest one.
standards? Like, what you have, you have an iPhone that changes completely, like, how people see you.
But I think like individuals that like influence culture, right? Let's give an example, like Kim Kardashian influences culture in the way in which like kids feel secure and insecure about themselves, right?
Yeah.
And so like, when you see like these things that are like becoming normalized, like lip fillers or like BBLs or like,
Oh my God, yeah, that's crazy.
yeah,
now.
but like that's the thing, and the kids are seeing
I'm
like
seeing some ducks out there.
but like that's the thing, like, oh, the standard of beauty is this,
Yeah.
right? Like, and
But does Kim have filler? She has butt, right?
Girl, we don't believe, but I'm not gonna make any assumptions of anybody. Allegedly.
No, on the lips.
Allegedly. Not
Doesn't
anymore.
look like
not
it.
anymore. The thing is, Nadia, like, we've gone through a phase now, yeah, where
You don't know.
they've taken it all out. Like, she's not cool anymore.
Right.
But they did.
I'm not her butt, you can tell.
If you look at like their previous pictures and like now, absolutely.
Right, okay. Why do you think he's not cool, like, anymore?
So the thing is, right, like, do you know how I said earlier that like people's sense of fashion like changes, right? And like, when you have like people influencers that like influence culture, right? Like what we do, what we see, and like what we normalize and what we see as like the beauty standards, right? Like, they're consistently having to do something different.
Yeah.
Like
To make themselves relevant.
to be
relevant.
the first to do this, right?
Yeah.
Or like, like it's like even like because the reality is like Kim Kardashian wasn't the first person to like be thick. Like, black women are all thick. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, women of color are mostly thick. Like, so, but the body ideals that like is now seen as like the Kim Kardashian like craze, right? Actually stems from like and stolen from like just black bodies, right?
Yeah.
Like lip fillers naturally.
Yeah.
Like, do you know the other day, like this girl was like to me, have you ever tried, like, I was asking her like how often she does lip fillers, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, have you tried them? And I'm like, no. She's like, you're taking the piss. What?
Why would you need?
You know what I mean? And like, and she was mad at me at the lips God gave me. Like, literally was just like, oh my God, you're taking the piss. Oh my God, you're so lucky. And I'm like, nah, but do you know what it is, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with your lips.
Yeah.
It's just that like my lips have become like the
beauty
craze,
standard now.
the beauty standards, and it
Well,
might
back in
change.
the days it
you know what I
wasn't.
mean? It might flip, it might change, right? And it's like you can't consistently achieve something that you think is what is gonna, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think there's a thing of like, because we were speaking about plastic surgery yesterday, remember?
Yeah.
And I was like, as I've gotten older, I've become more accepting of certain like plastic surgery, right?
surgeries,
and it depends on like what kind of cosmetic thing it is.
Yeah.
'Cause I think if there's something that like is first of all a medical reason, like, and I guess it's not called cosmetic surgery to a certain extent, but like, I don't know, you've got like a deformity that you can like correct. I don't know.
Why not?
I don't disagree with that. But like, also if it's something that's gonna get you back to who you were, right?
Especially when you after
Giving
pregnancy,
birth.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
exactly. That's a great example.
I feel like
that's the example that I gave. Like, if you have a baby, right, and there's a lot of women that like their body just doesn't go back to how it was, right?
Yeah.
I understand, like, if you want to have an operation, that's absolutely fine. But I think there's also things of like becoming somebody that you're not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like shaving down like bone to get like a chisel shape. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Things like that.
And you know what scares me for me is like after they've done it, they're not even happy with themselves.
Yeah.
That for me scares me. It's like after all that pain you've been through, after all that money you wasted, you're telling me you're not happy, bruv.
But I don't think it's not that happy. It's like example you gave yesterday. Like, I've got a lot of ear piercings. I love ear piercings, right? But it's like the first one I got, I was like, oh, yeah, that's great. I'm gonna get another one.
Yeah, but I'm happy though.
But like, no, but I'm happy with it.
They're not happy.
But then they're not done with their journey. It's like they think, oh,
There
I need
needs
to
to
do
add
more.
more.
Yeah, there needs to be. I'm happy with this, but I need now more.
It's like they're looking for more in a
It's like
different.
something else. Yeah. But I do think like, and I honestly don't have any issues with anyone that has like plastic surgery. That's your prerogative.
100%. That's their body.
Yeah,
like
that's your life. That's your body.
And
Exactly.
people like
you have control of your own body.
100%.
You can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah.
But if you were my friend, right, I would advise against something that I think could be damaging to you.
Yep, and it is damaging. Like you get a lot of people now that are taking off and stuff like that because it is damaging. Like you don't realize
100%.
it after a while, especially if you don't have the money
BBL
to
accidents.
keep on. Yeah,
Ooh.
was it Cardi B that removed hers because
I don't know.
it was dangerous, and like she was telling everyone like, "Don't do it, don't do it."
Wasn't it Steph London? I don't even remember, honestly.
And I remember Cardi B. I think I seen a video of her like saying like, "Don't do it, don't do it. It will like mess you up." Because that's the truth. Like it isn't
Maybe
just
it was Cardi.
about.
Maybe, yeah. I honestly don't remember. But you're right. Like I think to a certain extent, like I think people like just follow different. I think let's be honest, right? There's a huge pressure from society to a lot of people to conform, right?
Yeah.
So like
To become.
like, exactly. So like it's like, oh, I want to be beautiful. I want to be accepted. I want to, and like I think so that pressure like mounts to the extent that you feel like you have to do, especially if you have the means to, right?
Yeah.
Like the reality
Why
is,
not?
right? Like if I had the means to do cosmetic surgery at the age that I was insecure about who I was, what would I have done?
Crazy.
Do you know what I mean? Like thinking about it, like what would I have done? Especially if I had parents that allowed me and gave me access to that. Like what would I have done?
Yeah.
And like I think that's the thing. Like especially right now, because like this entire conversation, by the way, came of like kids and the access to social media and what they're consistently consuming and seeing. Like I remember having a conversation with my little cousin where she told me she's like so clapped, she's so ugly.
Yeah.
I was like, huh? She's like, yeah, I'm so ugly. And like she just genuinely believed that she was ugly.
Yeah, she was ugly.
I'm like, she is like she's such a beautiful, like
Yeah.
I'm not talking about like beautiful inside. She is pretty.
Yeah.
Like she has beautiful eyes, an amazing smile. Like this
doesn't
girl
see it,
is
though.
stunning, right?
Yeah.
And she doesn't see it at all.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't fit like the beauty standards that she's seeing around her.
Yeah.
And it actually was heartbreaking to me. Like,
Yeah.
we'll take a picture and she'll be like covering her face. You know what I mean?
But I feel like you need to see like where it's coming from, because sometimes it's like my cousin as well. Like she doesn't like taking pictures.
But it's not even that. It's like she tells me she's not pretty. It's not about her
No,
not
but
taking
like,
pictures.
but why? Like, is she telling you? Where they're coming from? Because you think it's from around, but it has to start from the inside. It's not. Someone must have told her something.
No, but you know what it is, right? And I can see it, right? It's like what they consume.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
my two little cousins, right? They have like they watch these YouTubers. Mm-hmm. So when they come
way
to the
they
house,
talk
and
and
like
stuff like
I'm
that.
like I'll be like in the office like working, and then they come from school and they're watching in the living room. They're watching these YouTubers, right? And I'm seeing these little girls, right? Like who don't look like little girls.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, but they're the same age. I was like, why are you watching these girls? And they'll be like, they're the same age as us. I'm like, this girl doesn't look like she's 12. right?
Exactly.
But like, it's because that girl's wearing a full face of makeup,
Yeah.
right? She's like dressed in a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, and she's out here just like walking around
While
doing
a
stuff
norm,
and like
while
recording. You know what I mean? And like,
a normal, well, I don't say normal, like a kid that isn't part of that life
have access to
is
that life.
dressed.
Is dressed, yeah.
You
and
know.
like, she's just in their uniforms and like looking at
Yeah.
that, and then looking at that and be like, that's what beauty is. Like,
Yeah, that's
she
what
has so
we
many
want to
followers.
be.
She's really liked.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? My little cousin actually like, was like to me, how do you have so many followers once, right?
Yeah.
And I don't even think I have many followers, but to her, she's equate like they've
You
grown
have
up.
more than
They've
her,
grown up in a
so-
generation idea where they equate followers with the like people that like you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and they value that like way more than we do.
Mm-hmm.
Because the reality is, right, like I know a lot of people, and like I have a lot of people that support me, and I have a lot of love for a lot of people, but like it doesn't matter because none of that affects how I feel about me.
100%.
Right? But I think we have to understand that like the insecurities that we had growing up at that age, that I had when I was that age, they have.
Yeah.
But they have it so much worse.
Yeah.
Because they're also seeing all these other things that
Yeah,
they're
it's not just family involved now. It's also
Exactly.
not even society. It's also internet. You know, people that you'll never see in your life, like at all. They're telling you how you should look, how you should think, and how you should
Honestly,
do
like
things.
kids are like they Google like beautiful, how to look beautiful, how to be
Yeah.
beautiful, like.
But
you
that's
know,
actually
like,
interesting.
How to look like this, how to look like that. Like there's all these like crazes of like how do you get the Kim Kardashian body? How do you get this body? Like, how do you look like this in 10 days?
And people, they really feel into that because they spend a lot of time on the phone. They spend a lot of time searching those things.
Yeah, 100%.
But do you know what's the funny thing? Like I remember like we're actually having this conversation, me and my mother and my grandma, like a few days ago, and because of course we already put a few episodes out, and she was like, Nadia, you have to wear makeup.
Oh my god, no way.
Oh yeah, my mom, like she fully like believes like that I have to wear makeup, and I was like, Mom, like I don't understand, like this is something that I had before, and like thank God I went past it and it's all cool now. But at that time, like you don't realize it, like, you know, but it does hit you because you think, oh, you don't wear makeup, you're obviously very comfortable with yourself. And I was comfortable with myself.
Yeah.
But the reality of the situation is people around you, everyone is wearing makeup.
Okay.
You know, everyone has, you know, this whole, I just love like the whole of like you dress up, you know, you get everything, you look cute with what you're wearing, and then you go and you do your face. And like in my head it's like you become a whole different person. You know? And I didn't have that. For me, that's what it was.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like that's more what it was. Like I wanted to be able to feel that way. I wanted to be able to like, you know, become a whole different person as well. You know, because I can be anyone. I can paint my face to become.
But you can though, so why don't you?
Because I'm not really interested. No, I'm not. First of all, like makeup
what
me.
What part of it you're not interested in?
The whole like learning like to paint your face, like to do how, you know, you no.
So you're lazy. That's your reason.
Maybe I'm lazy 100%, but I just have no interest whatsoever
to learn.
100%, I don't.
But there's a difference of like, the thing is so you're not interested in learning.
So I'm not even interested like in like, I find it like now, back then I feel like it was happening because, you know, it's just normal. Like everyone around you is doing it and you're like, my God, Nadia, why don't you do it as well? And I did try to, like, there was a phase that we bought makeup and everything. But honest to God, like, at times when I wear makeup, my face just feels a little bit dirty. You feel
like you've got stings on your face, basically.
Yes. I don't like that feeling.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, I honestly, and like, I do wear makeup. Like, I don't wear it as much as, you know, normal people do. But...
normal people do.
Yeah, people nowadays, like, it's all about, you know, makeup. But... I do wear makeup, you know, when the time thingy.
No.
And it doesn't feel, first of all, I forget.
No, you rarely wear makeup.
I have, true. But you know, like when I have done it before, like I have done it before. So I am aware like of how it feels like, and it doesn't feel good. And now I'm at the phase anyways that for me, like it doesn't bother me anymore. But I'm starting to realize that now, especially now with the podcast and everything, it's probably going to bother others.
That's interesting.
Starting with my mother.
Yeah.
Because she's like, Nadia, like, you don't understand. Like, when you wear makeup, it gives you a whole different kind of image.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get where you're coming from,
I
but
feel like you just look put together when you got makeup on.
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's like,
It's like when you're wearing pajamas and then you get dressed up. And
do you
you're like,
see?
oh,
Yeah,
you look like the ghetto a second ago.
exactly.
But look at you now.
And that's like, I feel like that's how I used to feel before. Cause like, I felt like I don't
Yeah.
have myself, like, I'm not complete because I'm not able to do that. You know, I'm not a woman because I'm not able.
Oh, wow. That's a big
To
lie
put-
to say I'm not a woman.
Well, yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, Sam, like you said, like, okay, this is the thing. Like, when people talk about makeup, they always go like, oh yeah, I remember how my mom used to do her makeup. My daughter ain't gonna have that.
No, I don't remember my mom doing her makeup.
Exactly, but people, that's it. When
Mum was
people
like,
talk
she doesn't
about
wear
makeup,
She doesn't wear
like
makeup.
when people talk about makeup,
Only now, actually, now that she's like a
But-
grown woman,
see,
that she's like, I want makeup.
see, your mom doesn't wear makeup, but that's what I'm trying to say to you. Like, you didn't have that, but
No.
your daughter is probably gonna have that now.
Yeah.
And a lot of daughters now, they have that. They see the mom wearing makeup, like they see, you know, the aunties and whatever. I'm not that kind of person, you know. And you don't. For me, that's
growing
at
up,
least that's how
growing
it
up, my
felt.
mom hated makeup. Mom actually didn't like me wearing makeup at all.
Even my mom, she doesn't wear makeup. Okay, she wears a lot. She wears like she puts eyeliner on. That's the most she does. And for her, like that's
That's makeup.
makeup.
Yeah, but I think that is makeup. I think that anything you put on your face that like enhances a feature, whether you put lipstick on, whether you put eyeliner on, whether you do like you fill your eyebrows, you conceal, like it's makeup.
Yeah.
Do you mean? But like the thing is, for me, the funny
I'm
thing
talking
is,
about
yeah,
the full makeup, the whole
oh
shebang.
my god, the funny thing is, yeah, I remember I would be like, I would wear makeup, and then my mom would be like, "Oh, why are you putting this on your face? You look darker." I'm like, huh? I said, "What? Why is that? Why is that the insult?" Do you know what I mean?
Like, was that meant to be an
I've color
insult?
corrected my face. It's all the same shade. Do you know what I mean? But it's funny how like makeup, like we've gone through transitions of makeup.
Yeah.
You know, there was the eyebrow phase, like where everyone had those thick freaking eyebrows. I think it's me. I've always had very thin eyebrows, so it's always been like fill it in, and then like not filling them in, and then like not. But the thing is, I remember going through a phase where like I started wearing makeup at college,
Yeah.
right? And then it was like very slowly as well. Like I started first with like lipstick, lip gloss for some weird reason.
Yeah.
And then I started wearing like eyeliner, right?
Yeah, you slowly like got into it.
Yeah, it was like
was a
one by
slow
one. It
process.
was literally one by one.
Yeah.
And it was like transitional over the years. And then like I started wearing like, it was like concealer. I remember getting my first concealer, and then it was like a patchy, terrible concealer as well. And then somebody told me I should get powder, and the powder was horrible. And then I tried foundation. I never liked foundation for years. I rarely used to wear foundation, and I actually stopped wearing foundation again now.
Just you guys,
And,
you
like,
should talking like
It was like,
exhausting.
it was just so many stages, like, and then
Yeah.
like powder, and then what was it, blushes, highlighters. And then over the years I really got into makeup. I really loved putting makeup on and like doing makeup and the process of it, and like into like getting good brands and whatnot. I remember the funny thing is, yeah, I was thinking about this yesterday when I was thinking about makeup. There was a phase where like everybody got their foundation from MAC. That's like, if you had good foundation, like, because like, do you know how you have like drugstore, like, you know, like Superdrug, Boots,
Yeah.
like the kind of foundation you can get from there.
Yeah.
But then you have like the branded
Branded,
stuff.
yeah.
And MAC was like at the time like the best
Massive.
foundations. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that was it. Like you were either like, if you told me you were NC this or NW that, I would know what you're talking about. Do you know what I mean? I know what foundation shade you are. And like, this is the thing. That's how you know people were like serious about makeup. And now it's crazy. I was just actually thinking about it last night and be like, I don't wear MAC anything.
Yeah, it changed completely.
Actually, like now there are so many other like brands on the market. But I think at the time, MAC was the only company that catered for dark skin, more or less. You know what I mean? It's the only place I could actually get my skin color,
Yeah.
like foundation. Whereas like all the other brands, you had to like mix this like super dark black looking pigment with like a light thing. Do you know what I mean? It was never like, you could never get your shade.
Your shade.
And now you have like NARS, that's like with, you have like Fenty, Rihanna brought out a brand, like Too Faced. Like, there's just so many brands I can think of that like have variety of color.
Yeah.
And I remember like when I was first being matched, like for my first ever foundation at like Mac, and this was like at uni, like our first year at uni, right? And I'm like, I got a bit of money now. You know what I mean? We're not doing drugstore anymore. So I remember I sat there, and this woman, I was a black woman as well, by the way. She was like color matching me, right? And she color matches like swatches on this face, and she swatches this face, and then she's like, I think this looks really good, and then she's like, I'll do your whole face, right? And at this time, I'm thinking, she knows what she's doing. She looks like she knows what she's doing, right? And then she puts this is my entire face, and then in that light, because it's like intense lighting, you know what I mean? So you think, okay, it looks fine, right? And I remember walking up and outside and looking at myself, being like, yo, I look so light. Why do I look so light skinned? Do you know what I mean? What the hell happened? And then I literally come back to the woman. Like, do you know, like Selfridges, like when you come up outside and then you come back, I literally went back down the escalators, right? Yeah. And I was like, this isn't my skin shade. Like, why is my hand and my face a different shade? And she's like, no. Listen, this is, she's like, what did she say to me? She's like, our people usually like a shade up.
I'm so done.
I was like, huh? She's like, yeah, our people usually like a shade up. So I was matching you a shade up. And I get that, like, we're often darker on our face than we are on the rest of our body. Yeah. That's true. But
depends where you are.
Like, why would I be walking around with it? And I realized that when I started wearing makeup, my mom would be like, you look darker, because I was wearing my skin tone. Yeah. I wasn't wearing like a lighter shade. But I think a lot of people go through that in the sense of like struggle, like you're now in control of like how your face can look or like and things. But yeah, I remember being very insecure about not wearing makeup. I remember feeling like I can't go out without makeup.
Which I think it happens to a lot of people that wear makeup.
100%.
Because like, it creates insane? Like a mask.
I remember like you being like, oh, well, let's go out. Like, okay, yeah, but I've got to do my makeup and da-da-da. And you're like, no, we don't have time. We need to go. Are you crazy? Like, yeah, you. And like in my head, it was like you've asked me to commit the biggest crime. Like, are you mad? You think I'm gonna step out of this house without makeup? Are you crazy? And I genuinely was insecure. That's what it was. I was genuinely insecure because I remember I used to come to your house, right? And like my plan in my head was like, we're just gonna stay at your house all day. Yeah. And I wouldn't be wearing makeup, right? And then you're like, okay, let's go town. Girl, I'm not wearing makeup. Where am I going? Do you know what I mean? And I think I had to get to a point in my life where I had to accept myself for who I am. And I remember you remember this? I stopped wearing makeup completely. Yeah. I had to do a hard reset. Yeah. Because I think this is the only way I learn things, by the way, by doing a hard reset. I know. By like completely starving myself of what I'm craving. Yeah. But like I had to just stop wearing makeup for as long until I could look in the mirror and be like, girl, you're beautiful. Yep. And when I could confidently be like, I could go outside, go anywhere I want. I could go to a party, dress up and not have anything on my face, right? And still feel confident and beautiful. I didn't wear makeup. I just couldn't. And actually it was the greatest thing for me because I'm not gonna lie to you, honestly, it's hard to explain how insecure.
It's like you're naked.
It is. No, wallahi.
I know, you used to talk to me about
how it makes you feel. Like, it's like,
because you put something on,
because it's so easy to cover up like these dark circles and the crazy thing is, right, it's like it's like filters, like on Snapchat.
That's actually another one that's addicting.
It's like when you see a different version of your face, right? And that's the version you get used to of your face. It's so hard to accept your actual face. Yeah. Because I've seen a better version of it. Do you know what I mean? I've seen a HD flawless version of it. If I can have that all the time, why not? Do you know what I mean? I've seen winged liner 24/7. This other thing, by the way, like when people get like tattooed like eyeliner, right? It's like, I get where you were going with this because you're probably line your eyes every day, right? But
forever line.
Now you're gonna live to regret it because
it's there now.
It's gonna be there forever. Yeah. Like tattooing your eyebrows a certain way, like all of that. It's gonna be there forever. It doesn't mean that you're gonna like that forever.
Because it could change.
It's crazy. It is actually crazy to me. So yeah, like it took me a while to be like,
be okay with it.
And do you know what? When I realized, the one thing I realized when I like did that hard reset is that like I was not as clapped as I thought I was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think you just kind of like, I honestly like, I am so much more beautiful than I gave myself credit for.
100%.
And I think a lot of girls do that.
Yeah.
Like they don't realize how naturally beautiful they are because
they're not
they're
used
like,
to it.
because you just pick at things. You know, like when it's like yesterday you said to me like, oh yeah, my bags, I honestly can't see your bags. You barely have any bags, right? I've seen people with eye bags. Do you know what I mean? But
I honestly do have dark circles.
No, okay, you have dark, but here's the thing, right? One point I'm trying to make is for you, right? They are way more prominent. No, for you, they're way more prominent. It's the way you see yourself. Do you know what? Actually, one of the things I was actually thinking about this last night. I imagine my memory of myself as a child, right? I was so much darker skinned than I actually was.
Yeah.
And that was because people told me, and I was insecure about it.
Yeah.
When I look back at pictures, I think, oh,
you're not that dark skin, yeah.
But like actually, the memories that I have, like when I remember young Zamzam,
yeah,
I was so dark skinned.
That's actually interesting,
and it's actually crazy now that I think about it. Like my memories, it's like how much of my memories do I trust?
Yeah,
because like you build a vision of yourself, and then like that's what you feed off.
Yeah,
and like I remember thinking about like how this particular like insecurity and how it affected like the way I navigated through life and like the different things. Because the reality is, yeah, you and me are really good friends, Nadia, and we experience the world differently.
100%.
Right? Yes, as a Muslim, but also I experience it differently as a dark skin. I get more verbal racism than you do, right?
100%.
So the thing is, right, I think there's things that you're like always going to be conscious about.
Yeah.
Like I'm always going to be conscious about the fact that I'm dark skinned.
Yeah.
I'm always going to be conscious about the fact that I'm a Muslim.
Yeah.
You know, I'm always going to be conscious about the fact that I'm a woman. But at the same time, like, I'm not going to let that define
100%
who I am.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to continue to be I'm going to continue to have that confidence there and build on it. But I think it's inevitable. Like, I think I'd be lying if I said that I don't look in the mirror some days and think, I hate that person.
Oh, what? Well, I wouldn't say hate.
Okay,
I would say...
But
there
like,
are days I feel
ugly.
ugly.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
What? No, not even that. I feel ugly. There are days I look myself in the mirror and I'm thinking, why do they see me?
That right there. That one.
It's
that
like,
one. That
look,
one.
like I'm proper like looking and I'm thinking, because you get comments, like you have Instagram, you have fun, and you get comments from guys and girls and stuff like that, and you're like, oh my god, you're so pretty, da, da, da. And there are times I'm thinking, these people are out here, like they don't see what I see.
Yeah, I have that sometimes. Honestly, like, what is it? What do you mean? It's not even a.
But I'm like,
I think there's just days though.
No. I'm actually being honest. I feel like I'm scamming people. I've seen some pictures of myself. Nana, I'm Sam. Like, if you take a full picture of me, like a straight picture of me,
don't kill me.
This is Ben. Like it's probably a small thing, but it's there because there are times I take
never
pictures.
In my life. I've known her for over 10 years. Never in my life.
I'm gonna show you. Listen,
see your jaw is bent.
Listen, I'm gonna.
I
have pictures here, man. I'm gonna show you, but it'll take a time. I don't know. Like I had to take time to see. There are pictures and I take those pictures because like I want me to know like. Honey, 100%, you're not. People might think, yeah, you're pretty and whatever, and there are moments 100% your prettiness is enhanced. But honey, you need to be careful because there's some pictures out here. I'm looking like the ghetto. What on earth is?
But you know what? Some people are actually not photogenic. You know, I have some people are just like not.
That as well. I honestly believe me on pictures is different, and like not only because of that, but because people say to me like, you're actually a lot better face to face than on pictures. Because there are times my face, like not even that, like my eyes, one is higher than the other. Like it looks like,
Okay,
and then
let's stop.
Oh my god,
we're going down.
Have you never seen those pictures?
We're going down a rabbit hole. We're going down.
Bruv, there are times. And you know what's the funny thing about me? Because like I honestly don't take things to her. Like I'm like
the funny
proper
thing is,
chilled.
I get told I'm photogenic, and then I'm like, oh, so I'm ugly in real life. That's what I think.
Lol.
That's what I think.
No, but you have to laugh about it. Honestly, that's what I do.
100%.
When I see pictures like that of myself, I laugh my head off because it actually looks hilarious.
Yeah, I've got a few of them on my phone.
Do you know what? It actually looks hilarious because like, no, I'm talking about these pictures, like the one that my face like looks a bit
Distorted.
yeah. I'm just like, bruh, like this is actually funny, and I feel like it makes me humble because it's like I feel like my husband one day is gonna wake up, he's gonna see what I'm seeing.
It's like having the humility ready.
Honestly, like, and when he sees what I'm seeing, I swear to God, we're gonna laugh about it because honest to God, it's fucking funny. I look like the ghetto.
He ain't going nowhere.
He really ain't though.
No, that's true.
No, he really ain't.
No, I don't.
Sam, he ain't.
We don't even need to laugh about that one. That's true.
Like,
That's a
he
factual
literally
statement.
ain't.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, you know, it is what it is.
Till death do us part.
You know, that's actually something like I'm scared of.
To the grave.
What if I look at my husband one day and like he's ugly, and I find him ugly?
Don't worry, I would have told you that in the beginning. I would have told you that.
I'm actually scared of that happening. Like,
I would have checked
you
you.
waking up one day and you're like,
I would have checked you. I would have been like, scary.
honestly,
No,
what do you mean
I'm
you would have
joking.
checked me? Would you be there in bed with me, my husband?
Ooh.
And be like, whoa,
I'm not gonna lie
Nadia.
to you, the way our friendship is, I'll probably be under the bed. He said what?
Yes, I love that. Love that. Love that.
I'll be right there.
I love that.
Not a minute would pass by, don't worry.
Honestly, I love that.
100%.
I feel like we have like
I
a
got
really
you.
like open relationship.
Absolutely.
Not that kind of open relationship. Like you guys are disgusting. That's not what I meant.
Nah. We've gone on a tangent.
No, we're talking about beauty standards because sometimes we do look in a mirror and personally me, I do see something that like just looks very wrong. But I don't know if it's
same.
with everyone. But
I think it's similar with everyone though. I think I can say that I've had times where like I've looked in the mirror and I'm like, I'm not beautiful. But I've also had like times where I've looked in the mirror and thought, damn.
Damn.
God,
Mama made me.
God really blessed this one.
Mama made me. And I
God
feel like
really blessed
I
me.
feel like people would be like, all right.
At this point, it ain't fair.
What would they call? It ain't fair for them. I'm telling you, I honestly believe
God
that
said
though.
personality and looks.
I 100%. I feel like when he
And
was doing the
braids,
looks, he
it
dropped
ain't
the
fair.
whole thing.
It ain't fair, Nadia. It ain't fair. I'm joking.
I know, I get it. And I don't feel like, I honestly like, I feel like some pretty girls be like, oh no, I'm not really all that. Like, honey, take it.
No,
Because,
yeah.
you know,
Collect
you
your
are.
flowers, collect
That
your
doesn't
flowers.
mean that you don't have days that you don't feel pretty, like you feel ugly and you think,
Yeah.
and you know, you see your face looking like a monster. 100%, you have to take that as well. Because that's the reality. Like, and like, if you're not able to have fun with how you look, you know, and you know how certain positions you put yourself in, just in life in general, honestly, like you're gonna get knocked out, honey.
But here's the
because you're
thing.
gonna find girls that are a lot prettier than you, you know, that are a lot freaking like magic. Like where did they come from?
You know what I learned? I learned that prettiness is about confidence. That's really what it's about. Like, it's about the way you carry yourself. And like,
Nah, I've met some.
no, but
not
like, let's
even
be
with
honest.
confidence.
Because I'm saying, what I'm saying is, yeah, you could be beautiful, right?
Yes.
And like, just be a mess of a human being.
But honestly, it depends.
And
Because like,
your
I
beauty
find
don't
it
last.
funny. If
Nadia, let's
you're-
be honest, right? Like, let's flash back. Let's remember
'Cause
high
some
school.
guys don't like
remember high
confident
school
women.
days, right? The prettiest people. The ones everyone fancied. Are they pretty now? Because the reality is, yeah.
No, they're not.
No, because I think what happens
Some
is,
they're not.
yeah, like, it's honestly about like the way you carry yourself, the way you like. Because I think a lot of the like just flashing back to high school days, right? A lot of the guys that the girls fancied, right?
The way they carry themselves.
It was just honestly, these guys were clapped. I would look at them and be like, I don't know what
100%.
this the juju
Yeah,
he
you can't
is
judge yourself,
spilling
honestly.
on these kids.
Yeah,
but,
you can't judge yourself.
but
honestly,
like these guys
if
are
your crush
clapped.
was
But
clapped,
like actually,
clapped.
they were just confident guys.
yeah, they had that.
acted like they were
Yeah.
the shit.
Yeah,
And because of
100%.
that, they were given the flowers as
100%.
being the shit. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
That's what I mean. So it's really about how confidence, how you carry yourself.
Yeah,
So like, the thing
it
is for me,
does make a difference.
like a message to my little cousin, right? Is that like the reality is, yeah, you determine how beautiful you are.
Yeah.
That's the honest thing, right? Like, and if you don't love yourself or find confidence in yourself,
How do you
right?
expect someone else to?
Nobody ever will, right? And so the thing is, right, like, in this life, we fake it till we make it. That's what we do. So you gotta look at yourself in the mirror and be like, I might not feel beautiful today, but I know I'm a goddamn snack.
No, I honestly don't think like you need to like fake it to make it.
I
like,
think you do though. I think to a certain extent, like
if I look like,
don't beat yourself down because you're feeling
yeah,
like shit.
exactly. It isn't about like faking it. It's about just being realistic. Like the same way you look in the mirror and you see, damn girl, you look like a snack, and the same way you look in the mirror, you're like, damn girl, what the fuck? Go back to sleep. You're looking wrong. Like I feel like you just need to take it as it goes. Like you can't, you know, compare yourself to other people, because I feel like that's where the problem starts. When you're comparing
that's what
yourself.
they do. That's what the kids do.
This is one thing that when I had, after my first real boyfriend, I was very obsessed with having a big butt. Honey, like before that didn't even cross my mind. The only problem that I had about my body was when I was on my period and I felt like a freaking fish. Yeah? Bloated. Yeah. That's the only problem that I used to have with my body, because it was like, oh, I just felt awful. Apart from that, it wasn't part of my life. How my ass was, how my boobs were, how like that wasn't part of my life.
It wasn't something
I got into a relationship, and this guy is like making comments. I don't think he made it like in a nasty way or anything. I think it was just normal, general.
Right.
I like girls with big ass.
And that sat with you.
And that triggered me straight away, because it's like, this guy is into me. I don't have a big booty.
So he's not into me.
He needs to be into me because I like him. He needs to like me.
Yeah.
So do you understand? Like, so you start putting yourself in a position where you're trying to create like expectations.
Right.
Someone else's expectations, and not only that, you're comparing yourself to others. Because before, I didn't care if someone had a big ass or not. Nowadays, after that, it was like I was looking at people and I was like, oh, that girl has a nice butt. Oh, that girl has no butt. What the fuck? What on earth? Did she just walk out of her house without her butt? Like, what is that?
You are mean.
You know, like
I never did that.
I was like, damn, that girl, if only she had, if only
how you know
she
Nadia
had
was a mean girl,
a booty.
How the hell are you out here commentating?
If only she had a booty, that dress would have looked perfect. I'm not the only one. I love girls do that. I don't know who's done that. The only one.
I don't know who's done that.
I'm not the only one. I know 100% a lot of girls do that, because I laugh with those girls. But anyways, what I used to say is, I became like, you start comparing. It becomes like an obsession.
That's
because
you're
trying to be something you're not. And after a while, I had to say myself, I had to be like, Nadia, honey, shut the fuck up. And that's the thing with judging people, like, because the moment, like, because I only have a big booty when I work out, and guess what happens? Nadia don't like working out.
Nadia does not like the gym.
So Nadia ain't gonna get big booty because Nadia don't like working out. So I'm walking around, I'm thinking, man, my ass is flat as hell. I'm looking like those people I used to fucking take them big. You know, and I don't even look like them because those guys are freaking flat. But
wow, you're still going. Wow, she's still going. Wow, okay.
No, because you have to be realistic.
Listen.
No, so I'm like, I honestly believe you have to be realistic. If you have no butt, you have no butt, honey. Like,
yeah, but it's don't need to take the piss out of them.
You need to take the piss out of yourself so you can live life and laugh about it.
I just think, like, the thing is, right, I think we
No, I don't take the piss now because it doesn't. No, I don't even, like, it doesn't matter to me. But back then, for me, it was the focus.
So the point I'm trying to make, though, is that, like, there's a point, like, you're right. I can see how that become a focus for you because of somebody's comment, right?
Yeah.
And I think
not just someone's comment, someone that I like, that I wanted them to like me.
You wanted them to like you. And so you're willing to do anything to be liked.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's a great example of the way in which, like, how
society is right now.
Everyone
is trying to be liked, so everyone
by
is trying
somebody.
to be
By somebody, by something, by someone. Like,
and I feel like it happens when you're in a relationship. Like, it's a huge, for me, I'd noticed.
But I think that was your catalyst because you were in a relationship. But I don't think it just happens in relationships, right? Like, it happens, like, you see kids, but, like, I don't know, at high school wanting to be.
No, I'm saying it's a huge thing in relationships because you're constantly with that person.
Right.
You know, like, you're building something with that person. And certain comments that a person makes, if you're not able to separate, right, he likes big butt, that does not mean you have to get a big butt.
Yeah.
You know, like, he likes big butt. Oh, really? For me, it's a challenge. Even that makes me like be like, oh, really? So why you doing with me then? You know, because I don't have one. So you're definitely into me. See, I could have easily looked at it that way, but I didn't. Automatically, I was like, I need to get what he wants.
No, but I think, but I'm trying to use that example to explain that, like, it comes from like the idea of like trying to be liked by that person.
Yeah,
that's it.
But I feel like with kids, like kids, they will go through that regardless, because they're at that stage where they're being influenced left, right, and center.
Yeah, but they want to be liked. That desperation to be liked. I think there's a bigger desperation to be liked at that age than there is later on in life.
No. If you don't work it out later on in life, in the beginning, then it's gonna carry on, and it probably be worse. You just find different tools to hide how you. That's why people become, you know, like this whole like, you know, paranoid with your husband or your boyfriend or whatever, because it's like, what are you looking at her for? I mean, nah, like, let him look. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. He needs to look.
Okay, you need to
I'm gonna be looking too.
You need to calm down. We need to pivot. Nah, you're actually on a pivot. You're on a mad one.
How?
Out here, let him look.
100%.
Anyways, on another episode,
because I want to be looking too. How am I gonna stop him from looking?
I'll be slapping Nadia. No, I think the point I'm trying to make is like, there's a difference between like, because like that conversation is gonna go on a tangent in terms of like what constitutes cheating, and that's not even a conversation.
Oh no,
I'm gonna have right now, because some people will be like, look, what was he looking at? What was he looking for?
I'm looking at that schneck over there.
Question. But like, I think coming back to beauty standards, right? And I think because this entire conversation came from like young girls and like not looking like young girls, and like me kind of feeling like they're being robbed of their childhood, like, because of this aspiration to be. I grew up wanting to be old. Like, I remember like when I was like 11, 12, I felt like a grown woman. Genuinely, I did. And I acted like a grown woman in the sense of like the way I would talk and the way I would act around my cousins and my mum. And my mum would always be like, relax, you're still young. I'm like, no, I'm not, you know? And like felt like, and my grandma would always say to me like, oh, she's older than her, like,
years.
She's like, she's wise beyond her years. And so I used to like want to be in everything. Like, I wanted to be involved in everything. I would have conversations with like my older cousins and my aunts to like feel like I'm like one of the elders kind of thing. But I think kids have that on crack now. In the sense that like they have access to things that I have Nadia, they have access to everything. Like, they see conversations that like I didn't even understand. They can like contact, like, and I'm like looking at them and be like, how do you even know or understand this? You know, this is so much more complex like than it seems out. And it's
but they don't really understand it though, in a
because
sense.
in the age of social media that we live in, it's like they're just exposed to so much that I feel like it kind of robs them of their childhood.
100%. That's why like a lot of kids are bored nowadays. I mean, you can easily like learn everything through your phone now. Why wouldn't you be bored? Do you understand? Like, I was watching this video. It was actually really scary. And the guy said, like, nowadays, do not be surprised if a lot of kids commit suicide. Because there's so much information out there nowadays that there's no surprise to life anymore. Do you understand? Like, kids are getting in relationships quite early. Where is the surprise that when you're in your 20s? You've already been through all heartbreaks and all sorts. You're done by then.
I mean, there'll still be surprises.
Depends how your family manages. Depends how you're thingy.
Okay, here's the thing. I think we consume way more things than we used to.
Yeah.
And like, I'll tell you why. Because like, and I think we become less emotionally available because of the amount of things that we're consuming, right? Like, it's like, when I was younger, my parents I didn't find out from like social media when like a family member passed away. My family would sit me down. Parents would talk to me. Be like, such person passed away. They passed away in this way.
We're actually going away from the.
It was contained, right? I know you are, but like I'm trying to.
I know
like,
you are.
No, because you started this conversation, and like, but now, right? You see on social media, right? I find things on social media. One of my cousins will post it first, and I'll be like, oh, da, 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 da.
Yeah.
So actually, like, we consume things way faster, and because we consume it, then like you become desensitized.
Yeah.
I'm consistently seeing about this. I'm consistently seeing about this. You
Yeah.
become desensitized to things, and I think kids are having to deal with things that we didn't have to deal with because there was a level of control and restriction that came with
100%.
you know. So yeah,
Because we were in social media, but we weren't the way these kids are.
Yeah, because I mean,
And the things that are happening now on social media is completely different to things that used to happen back then.
I mean, it's a completely different generation.
You know, the makeup and all this, like big booty, big lips, big boobs, like all that is out there.
I think,
and that's changing the whole, like,
if you were a parent, what would you restrict your kids? Like,
lock them up. No phones. My kids would definitely not do makeup. Not because I don't do it, only because, like, my mom always said to me, like, when you're 18, you can do whatever you want.
18? You're going to get kids to wear makeup at 18?
My mom always said to me, when you're 18...
You're taking the piss.
When you're 18, you can do whatever you want.
I think...
And when I turned 18, Sam, I was happy with everything that I had.
You're a liar, because I know you were living your best life at 14, 15, 16, 17,
No, but I wasn't dyeing my hair. I wasn't, like, wearing all sorts. Like, do you understand? Like, it wasn't there. Like, those, do you know? Because it's like, I have this kid in school, and he's so funny. And he's like, everyone has a phone, but he doesn't. And this is what he says every time someone asks him, oh, you don't have no phone? He always says that, no, miss, I don't have a phone. My parents don't want me to have a phone. I'm a good boy, miss. And it cracks me up all the time. Because some kid could have been insecure about this whole situation. I want a phone. Why don't I have a phone? But he's like, no, miss, I don't have a phone, miss. My parents want me to have a phone because I'm a good boy. Do you know, like, for me, like, I found it so cute and innocent because, like, he's okay with it. You know, like, there's no pressure from him to be like, oh, I want to have this. And many times, like, I see him, like, looking around, acting like, oh, maybe I should get a phone. You know, like, you can see, like, in his face, like, it's written there, maybe I should get a phone. But after, he's like, he gets over it, you know? And I feel like that's what people, like, we need to learn. It's like, yeah, Johnny has a nice car. Yeah, Johnny has a big house. Yeah, Maria has big boobs. Maria has a big butt. Maria has thingy. That's Maria. We have to be okay with Maria having that and not expect you to have it as well or for everyone else to have.
It's okay, I'll buy them phones. Anyways.
I wouldn't buy them phones. I definitely... 18.
18?
18.
You're actually so unrealistic.
I'm going to be... Listen,
crazy.
I'm going to be
I'm
very
a strict
active
parent.
with my
I feel like
kids.
I'm going to be a strict parent already.
I'm going to be very active
my little
with my
brother
kids.
will tell you that I'm the strict one in the household. Like,
you'd be surprised, you know.
But here's the thing, right? There's certain things that I allow and that I accept, right? Because the reality is, yeah, like, not giving your kids certain things that other people have access to, they'll find ways to get it, right? And they'll also resent you in the sense of, like,
I'm not gonna
in the world that we live in today, Nadia, you can't have a kid that doesn't have a phone.
What do you mean you can't have a kid that doesn't have a phone?
Like, you tell me...
Of course you can. There's a kid... I just told you about a kid that doesn't have a phone.
Yeah, but that kid sounds... Anyways.
No, he doesn't.
That kid sounds resentful.
No, he doesn't. He's perfectly fine with it.
I'm telling you right now.
And there are kids out there that probably
I have raised my brother. Yeah,
you raised your brother. But you're okay with having phones.
No, Nadia, don't get me wrong. Like, we have controls and stuff.
Sam, when you take something like from a kid, you have to give something in return. Like, you can't just be like, oh yeah, you won't have a phone.
Okay, so how are you going to communicate them when they
out with them?
But how are you going to communicate with your kid when they finish?
To distract them from that life.
Okay, but Nadia, you're being unrealistic, right? Because
listen,
you're seeing things
have kids and then we'll talk.
Because, like, one point I'm trying to make is, yeah, the reason that
there's not a point of talking now.
Kids have phones,
there's
right?
There's no point of talking now. We're being unrealistic by having this conversation.
So now you're not allowing me to talk.
Yeah.
Is that what we're doing now?
Because we need
to talk about
bigger standards anyway.
So now you're not telling me talk. You're not letting me talk.
Yeah, because
so it's okay for you to go as soon as this wants to talk.
Right now you're going I'm allowing you to go
talk. Yeah, you don't want to talk. Do you know what? Yeah, you're a problem. You're a problem.
All I'm saying is when we have
I need a new castmate. That's what I need.
When we have kids,
I need a new
we'll be doing a podcast
FlopSquad
the
host
things
because I'm
that
so
we're gonna be doing.
sick and tired of Nadia.
Because all I'm saying is, I met a lot of parents.
And then the minute she gets challenged, right?
That's for my uncle.
She's like, maybe we should talk about this right now.
As if
You know
the minute
what?
I get challenged, I'm not being
You
challenged.
need to walk off set right now.
I'm not being challenged at all.
I need to put you on timeout. That's what I need to do.
I'm hearing when
You need to take 10
I'm
minutes
gonna be
out.
a strict parent. You don't know that. Those
that
parents
note
that say they're
corner.
gonna be strict are the ones that are gonna be like, you want my heart?
You need to sit on that note
Here
corner
is
right
my
there.
heart.
You need to sit on that note corner right there. That's what you need to do.
Bruv, I ain't your
You
kid.
you know what? Yeah, you technically don't even have younger siblings. Like and
I have my cousins that I deal with left, right, and center. Thank you very much.
No. Cousins don't count.
What do you mean I don't
Cousins
have younger
count.
siblings? My
You don't
brother
have-
is younger than me.
He's literally
4 years. Thank you very much.
First of all, he's same age as you.
First of all,
And
first
you
of
didn't even grow
all,
up with
I
him.
dealt.
He came a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
He
no,
literally came
he
a
was
couple years ago.
15 when he fit, and that's the worst age to be
15.
with.
Allow it.
Exactly.
Allow it.
And I was
Cut
with him.
Cut the cameras.
I
cut
was
the cameras.
with him.
Cut the cameras.
Okay.
Cut the cameras.
The whole time.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Today Nadia has chosen to
Beauty standards.
fight me,
Beauty standards, bruv.
but we will do better. We will rise above it by the will of God, and we'll go back to the topic. I have so many points to
So
make.
dramatic.
It's burning inside
About
me.
beauty.
Not even. But this topic that you won't let me express. Anyways,
focus on
anyways,
beauty.
anyways. We need to wrap up this episode. It's been. I think the reality is, yeah. I think we're just reflecting on beauty standards within our communities. Did we talk about our culture and communities?
That's a whole different thing.
That's a whole ball, you know, like in the
Yeah.
sense of like actually what is considered
Yeah.
beautiful is very different.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It is.
in different cultures.
Yep.
What is defined as beautiful in your culture?
It's a sticky one still.
You know, yeah.
But I feel like it's the same in your culture. When you're lighter, you're obviously a lot more prettier than when you're darker. And you get comments, definitely people that say, "Oh, for a dark girl,"
You know the funny thing
you
is,
know.
do you know what's like a beauty, like a beautiful thing in Somalia is like a gap tooth.
Really?
Yeah. I had a gap tooth. I used to wear braces, guys. And I used to have a gap. It was like a signature gap tooth for my dad's side of the family. Like everyone had it and it looked exactly the same.
Oh no! So
It's
now
like-
you're not part of the family.
So it
anymore.
was like my front teeth were all like fine, but I just had a gap.
That gap.
I had a gap in the middle, and so it like I have like cousins that have that exact same gap tooth. Like one of my uncles is called Fana. Like he was known for his gap tooth. He since got braces, and he can't see anymore. But like so yeah, it's interesting like how different cultures like see things as like beauty standard. Another compliment, like if somebody calls you khorder, which is like a long neck, that's a beautiful.
Oh really?
Beauty, yeah.
I don't know. Do we have like specific like beauty?
It's interesting. Things like that.
I mean, like
Curly hair seen as ugly in Somali.
really?
It's like when I have my curly hair out,
ours is not.
like when I remember when I wash my hair
Mm-hmm.
and it's all curly and it's like
Yeah.
everywhere. My like grandma would be like, Allah Yarhamah, she'd be like, this looks horrible. Sort it out. It looks a mess. She used to hate it.
Really?
She's like, don't walk around like that.
See, now they mention your grandma, like I feel like with my grandma, she was moment like because my cousin he wears an afro, you know, his hair is like proper.
Oh, afros.
And my grandma, it kills her to see him with his hair like that. It's like, why don't you just cut your hair?
Yeah, what I'm saying, it burns them inside.
Like they're not okay like with that sort of thing. But even like natural hair, like they're not okay with that. Like for them, like I feel like it's still like if it's my mom, I feel like she's become more
Accepting of her natural hair.
her natural hair, but only recently because she always used, and also the wigs, the whole.
Oh yeah, no, that's not a thing in our culture.
Oh my god, that's a huge thing.
No.
That's a huge thing of mine. Like black girls all have it.
Wigs
well,
and
not
weaves,
all,
yeah.
but they have to wear it.
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
them are not comfortable with their own hair.
Yeah.
You know, and I think my mum went through that phase. Even though my mum doesn't have like her hair, it's like mine.
Yeah,
It's not bad at all. You wouldn't consider my mum's hair bad,
Yeah.
but she went through that because it's the whole thing of
Oh.
like
It was a whole conversation of what is bad hair, because I don't think this is true.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But that's a beauty standard, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
like your hair is part of your beauty. It's like when I cut my hair, like that's something that you said, like that people
yeah.
associated my hair with my beauty because like it was part of me. It was a huge part of me.
So many people ask me like, "Oh my god, why did Nadia cut her hair?
Yeah,
she was
everyone
her
was
hair was so beautiful.
so, like,
she was so beautiful." And I'm like,
dramatized.
"Yeah, but she's not her hair. Like her hair doesn't define her.
100%.
Like."
And I feel like
I found it really badass that you shaved, like you literally cut your hair, and it was like,
I was shaking.
yeah.
I have a video of it still. Have I not showed you the video?
Yeah.
I need to show you. I was shaking the whole time I was cutting my hair because I'm not gonna lie to you, like it was definitely something like I was preparing myself to hide my bald hair the whole time.
Yeah, I
my hair was
remember.
growing.
Yeah.
Like I was prepared because I did cut my hair quite short, like you know, haircut men's style. Like
Yep.
it was short.
Short backs
It
and
wasn't
sides.
bold, but it was short.
Short backs and sides,
Yeah, yeah. And
curly top.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I did feel like a bit insecure in the beginning because I was like, sure.
Did like a little boy.
I don't even feel like a little boy. I felt like guys won't look at me the same.
That's
I won't be
crazy.
appreciated no more.
Yeah,
But
it's funny how your hair was a big personality of yours.
yeah,
And like, I mean, I think it wasn't your personality. And
But
I
it
remember
was
you
part of
saying
my-
that, like, I wonder if when I shave my hair, I will act different.
mm-hmm.
Like, I wonder if it'll affect my confidence. And I don't think it did from what we saw.
No, I think in the
Maybe
beginning
internally.
it did. Internally, like it was there.
Yeah, but
Definitely,
we
like there are
wasn't.
times that I wanted to put a hat on. I wanted to, do something to hide it, and I was like, no, you're not gonna do it. Like you're gonna go out there,
You're gonna-
and if they like it, they don't like it.
Yeah.
Who cares? Like it doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with them. You
Yeah,
did this
that's
for
true.
yourself.
That's true.
And like it is hard. I'm not gonna lie to you, like it was hard in the
I can
beginning.
imagine.
But after a while, like you kind of like just get over it. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, my family as well. Like my family is like the type of my family roasts left, right, and center.
I can imagine.
And like my brother was like, she walked in and I thought I didn't know I had a brother. I was like, what the fuck? Like my
great.
family like roast like left, right, and center. So like I feel like that really like helped me as well. Like to like, and that's why I said like you cannot take like these things like seriously. And I know like at a young age you do tend to take things quite seriously because it's a big thing for you at that age, But we especially with our children, like I do that with my cousins. Like we tend to roast each other and stuff like that. Like it's important because you can, and I feel like it starts like in your family, like you being able to do that, because I have cousins that can be like quite sensitive,
Yeah.
right now, especially the girls, like they're at that age where like, one of them doesn't like taking pictures, the other one is growing, and like for her age, her body is quite well developed, and there was a time definitely like that you could tell that she used to hide like a little because she used to feel uncomfortable. Not because of outside, because inside her family was always mentioning, her body.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So like I feel like I feel like she's a lot more comfortable now that she's growing up and stuff. Like she's a lot more comfortable. But that's what I mean. Like I feel like you have to like to build that thing. You have to like constantly like be working it with your cousins and your family, because the reality, people are gonna comment. People are gonna say
People
stuff.
are always gonna comment. People always have
and-
something to say.
Exactly, and
Always have a comment to
you
share.
can't stop people.
Unsolicited and uninvited.
Yeah, and you can't stop people from commenting. You can't fight everyone that you see. So,
I can try.
I mean, you 100% you can try. Then you're gonna end up very old at 15.
Pain. Oh man, it's true. Unfortunately, very true. But honestly, I think there's a lot to unpack on that. But I do hope, like, I don't even know, like, there is no moral of the story in the sense that, like,
No.
it's kind of a
Beauty is what you see, is what you do.
ongoing, like, I think, like, changes that happens in society that we kind of like just come to accept and like work on, like, self-love and self-acceptance and,
Yeah.
and self-preservation. But yeah, beauty is how you define it, I guess. It's in the eye of the
Beholder.
That's right.
It is 100%.
So
So thank you so much for watching us.
That's the end.
Tell us about your opinions about beauty. Tell us your experiences, because I'm sure like you guys have a lot of experiences that you've been through. And oh my God, because this is like this has been two girls, well, woman, whatever, talking about beauty standards. I'm just thinking about what about you guys? Like I'm sure
what about
you
men?
go through like
Beauty
a
standards.
lot of, especially like, you know, like with the society nowadays, like it's all about gym.
Yeah.
And not every guy
I guess
wants
there's a
to
whole
be,
perspective we haven't even spoken about. Yeah. Like,
you know.
I do wonder how men like perceive that.
And I feel so bad for you guys, honestly, because it's like,
I don't.
because it's like, imagine if we're going through what we're going through, imagine what you guys are going through. And that was just pretty dramatic, so. But yeah, leave comments, guys, and we'll definitely try and find do another episode on beauty standards, and probably like bring a guy in just to see like
different perspectives.
How because I feel like we'll get to see like how a guy sees a woman and how, you know, us see a guy and stuff like that. Because, you know,
I don't know. Interesting.
I think it'd be cool. Yeah. Okay, guys.
We're gonna do a fashion episode. That's what we're gonna do.
We're not gonna do a fashion episode.
We're gonna do a fashion episode because you call me a snob. Anyways,
oh, you still are a snob right now.
That's the end of this episode. We'll see you. That was a terrible high five. We'll see you
when we see you.
When we see you. So make sure you, in the meantime, like, comment, subscribe, and show some love.
Yes.
See you in the next episode.